Hello, my friend. It is so good to have you here today. I want you to imagine a press conference, November 7th, 1991, Los Angeles, California. A room full of journalists, cameras everywhere. The most famous basketball player in the world walks to a microphone. He is 32 years old. He is wearing a suit. He looks healthy. He looks strong. And then he says something that stops the entire world. He says, "Because of the HIV virus that I have obtained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today." The room went silent. Then it exploded. People were crying. Cameramen were crying. Journalists who had covered wars were crying. Because they believed what the whole world believed in that moment, that Magic Johnson was going to die, that the greatest showman basketball had ever seen was gone. But Magic Johnson did not die. He lived, and the way he lived changed America. This is the story of Earvin Johnson, Jr. Earvin Johnson, Jr. was born on August 14, 1959, in Lansing, Michigan. He was the fourth of 7 children. His father, Earvin Sr., worked at a General Motors plant during the day. At night, he drove a garbage truck. 2 jobs every day to feed 7 children. His mother, Christine, cleaned houses and schools. 2 jobs every day. The family had very little, but the house was full of something money could not buy. It was full of basketball. Young Earvin was obsessed from the moment he first touched a ball. He dribbled everywhere. To school, through the house, to the store. He slept with a basketball. He talked to a basketball. His neighbors called him a crazy kid. His teachers called him a distraction. His father called him Magic. By the time Earvin Johnson was in high school, the name had stuck. Magic Johnson, a name that felt like a promise. He was 6 feet 9 inches tall. He played point guard, and what he did at that position had never been seen before. He passed the ball in ways that broke the geometry of the game, behind his back, no look, through traffic, finding teammates in positions they had not yet reached. He did not just see the court. He saw the court 1 second before everyone else. At Everett High School in Lansing, Magic Johnson averaged a triple-double every single game. College programs from across the country came calling. He chose Michigan State. He was 18 years old. He was already the most exciting player in college basketball. But the NBA was dying. In the late 1970s, the league was in crisis. Games were being played in half-empty arenas. Television networks were showing the NBA Finals on tape delay at midnight. Fans were not interested. The product felt slow. It felt old. It felt like it belonged to another era. Then 2 things happened at the same time. Magic Johnson entered the NBA, and Larry Bird entered the NBA. 2 players, 2 completely different styles. 2 completely different backgrounds. Magic from the inner city of Lansing. Bird from the tiny rural town of French Lick, Indiana. Black and white, fast and slow. Los Angeles and Boston. Their rivalry did not just save the NBA, it created the modern NBA. In 1979, Magic Johnson was selected first overall by the Los Angeles Lakers. He was 20 years old. He arrived in Los Angeles with a smile so big it filled the arena. The city fell in love immediately, but the 1980 NBA Finals told the whole world who Magic Johnson was. Game 6, The Lakers center Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was injured. He could not play. The Lakers needed someone to replace him at center. Magic Johnson was a point guard. Magic Johnson was 20 years old, and Magic Johnson said he would do it. He started at center. He played every position on the floor. He scored 42 points. He grabbed 15 rebounds. He handed out 7 assists. The Lakers won the championship. Magic Johnson was named Finals MVP. As a rookie, at 20 years old, playing center, the world had never seen anything like it. What followed was a decade of dominance. 5 NBA championships, 3 Finals MVP awards, 3 regular season MVP awards, a partnership with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that became one of the greatest in sports history. The Showtime Lakers, fast breaks, no-look passes. Magic Johnson running the floor with a smile on his face and joy in every movement. Basketball had never looked like this before, and it has never looked quite like this since. But Magic Johnson was more than a basketball player. He was the soul of a city. Los Angeles loved him the way cities rarely love athletes, not just for the winning, for the way he played. Like every game was a celebration, like basketball was the most joyful thing a human being could do. And then came November 7th, 1991. The press conference, the words that stopped the world HIV. In 1991, HIV was a death sentence. The public understanding of the disease was limited. Fear was everywhere, and when the most famous athlete in America announced he had HIV, the reaction was like a shock wave. Children who grew up watching Magic Johnson cried at their school desks. His teammates on the 1992 Olympic Dream Team asked if it was safe to play alongside him. Some players refused. There was fear. There was ignorance. There was pain. Magic Johnson absorbed all of it. He did not hide. He did not disappear. He stayed visible. He became the most important advocate for HIV education in American history. He talked about it in schools. He talked about it on television. He talked about it to anyone who would listen. He changed the conversation about HIV in America. He saved lives, not with medicine, with honesty. And then he came back. In 1992, Magic Johnson played in the Barcelona Olympics on the Dream Team, the greatest collection of basketball talent ever assembled. Magic Johnson was their leader. He was 32 years old. He had HIV, and he was the best player on a team that included Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Charles Barkley. In 1996, 5 years after his retirement, Magic Johnson returned to the Los Angeles Lakers. He played 32 games. He averaged 14 points and 7 assists. At 36 years old, with HIV, the doctors had told him he would not live long. He outlived their predictions. He outlived their fear. He outlived everything the world had decided about him. And then he did something else, something that nobody expected. He became one of the most successful businessmen in American history. He saw that the black community in America was being underserved by businesses. Nobody was building movie theaters in black neighborhoods. Nobody was building quality restaurants. Nobody was building real estate. Magic Johnson built all of it. He opened Starbucks franchises in urban areas. He opened movie theaters. He built a business empire worth over $1 billion. He became a majority owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team. The boy from Lansing whose father drove a garbage truck at night was now one of the most powerful businessmen in America. My friend, the story of Magic Johnson is really a story about what you do when the world gives you a verdict. In 1991, the world gave Magic Johnson a verdict. The verdict was, you are going to die. The verdict was, you are finished. The verdict was, it is over. And Magic Johnson looked at that verdict, and he chose to live. Not just survive, not just exist. He chose to live with everything he had. He played in the Olympics. He came back to basketball. He built a billion-dollar empire. He raised a family. He became an advocate who changed millions of lives. He proved that the verdict was wrong. Maybe tonight, my friend, someone has given you a verdict. Maybe a doctor has given you a diagnosis. Maybe an employer has told you that you are not the right fit. Maybe a relationship has ended and someone has told you that you are not enough. Maybe life itself has handed you a piece of paper that says, it is over. But here is what Magic Johnson showed the world. The verdict is not the ending. The verdict is the beginning of finding out who you really are, what you are really made of, how much you actually want to live. Magic Johnson wanted to live every single day, with a smile so big it filled every room he walked into. The same smile he had as a boy dribbling to school in Lansing, Michigan, unchanged, unbroken, still magic. Thank you for spending this time with me today, my friend. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. Tell me which moment stayed with you the most. Was it the boy dribbling to school in Lansing, the rookie who played center and won the finals MVP, or the man at the microphone who chose to live out loud when the world expected him to disappear? I read every single word you write. Until next time, take care of yourself, and when the night falls, come back.